Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee. If you're new here, then definitely subscribe, especially if you like this video. Leave me a comment down below. But I just want to share some updates with you. I'm currently working on a digital course. It's called Empress of Esteem, and the goal of this course is to help you raise your self-esteem. And so what I'm going to be doing is share videos that are going to be in this course on my channel before I launch the course. It'll be available for pre-order very soon, so keep checking back to my channel or even to this video in the description box down below, and I will have the pre-order link available to you very soon. But I'm really excited about this course. It's going to have all of the lessons that I've learned on how to raise your self-esteem, and this is something that I consider to be really important and really influential in my life, because in the darkest moments of my life, I can tie that back to how it was stemming from my low self-esteem. And I feel that raising your self-esteem is how you flourish, of course, and how you attain your goals and how you really live the life that you want and create the life that you want, but also is a way that we can protect ourselves, our spirits as women as well, because people pick up on our energy and everything is responding to our energy, as we've learned from whatever that study is, that new study in science. There's a word for it, but I'm blanking on it. But anyways, I'm really excited to share that I'm starting this course and I'm currently writing it. It's going to be a series of videos also with PDF files, journaling prompts, ebooks that you can incorporate into your daily life, into your daily routine, that will, by the end of this course, you will have raised your self-esteem. And I'm really excited to be working on it right now. So I'm going to be sharing some of the videos that I'm making on my channel throughout the process of writing this course, so that you can kind of see what the vibes are, what the concept is. But they'll only be on my channel for a limited time, so definitely make sure that you're watching them as they're coming, because when the course launches, I will be removing them all from my channel. So yeah, if you like this video, leave me a like, leave me a thumbs up or a comment, and this is going to be one of the lessons on my digital course, Empress of Esteem, and it's about beauty and how beauty is a high vibration, and how by embodying beauty and making our lives more beautiful and feeling beautiful on the inside, we can really begin on that journey of influencing and creating a higher self-esteem for ourselves. So yeah, without any further ado, that was my intro. Let me know if you like this video, let me know your thoughts, and I'll be back with a pre-order link soon. Keep checking back. I love you. If you haven't downloaded my last ebook, Wisdom in Dark Paradise, then I definitely recommend that for you as well, especially if you're new for the journaling practice and you want to start writing more, you want to start being more creative, and you just want something fun to add into your daily routine, whatever that might be for you, your wellness routine, then definitely go and grab that. I lowered the price, so this is the time to get it. And yeah, I love you, and into the video we go. Bye! Beauty is high vibration and new beauty energy. This is the topic that I want to be discussing today, so let's just get straight into it. Of course, we're all aware that our physical appearance isn't everything, but it does count for something, and I'm going to explain how and why it impacts our self-esteem. Beauty is inspiring, right? Beauty is all around us, and beauty is subjective. That saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I want to really tap into that, because I feel like something that helped me raise my self-esteem and improve my own self-perception and my self-image was redefining what beauty meant to me and taking my power back in that way, and not letting anyone or the media, society, people, things, patterns determine the beauty standards that I should be following. I had to first change what I thought beauty meant and redefine beauty for myself, so that I could regard myself as being beautiful and improve my self-esteem. So I think it's important to notice how beauty is very inspiring, right? We're inspired by, of course, beautiful people. That's why there's a modeling industry, because these people that are models are regarded as being extraordinarily beautiful, and it's something that we admire, and it's something that we consider art. And then there's beauty in inanimate objects like works of art, works of literature, you know, plants, nature. There's beauty all around us, and beauty is what inspires us, and also it's something that we find ourselves aspiring to be. And that's where this whole idea of beauty is high vibration comes from, because it is impactful. Beauty impacts us, and whether or not we consider ourselves beautiful impacts our self-esteem, definitely. So I want to kind of just mentor you guys into the mentality that I adapted that helped me rework what I thought made me not beautiful. It kind of changed my mentality and kind of made me shift my mentality into that of considering myself beautiful. So that's the process that I'm going to be talking about right now. So we've all kind of heard of like high vibration emotions, right? And these are feelings that we have when we're at our best. So happiness is considered a high vibration emotion. Being excited, experiencing pleasure are all high vibration emotions, and they are the exact opposite of like lower vibration emotions like lethargy, sadness, grief. You know, those are lower vibration emotions. And I consider beauty to be a high vibration emotion because it's something that we can use as a tool to keep us inspired and to improve our self-esteem. So the most obvious way of doing this is that taking care of ourselves on the outside is a good way to increase our self-esteem initially. So if you're struggling with your self-esteem and you're not looking at yourself in the mirror and like loving what you see, and you're not feeling good in your own body, that shows on the outside. And how our inner world, our inner emotions, the things that we think about ourselves, our attitude, especially when it's negative, but also when it's positive, reflect on the outside. And other people can pick up on that subconsciously. They read our energy. So depending on how high or low your energy is, your appearance is being affected. And I think a good place to start, it won't happen overnight by just doing this, but I really do feel like taking care of your physical appearance and grooming and all of these things is a good way to begin your process of improving your self-esteem, because you're physically showing yourself and you're showing your body and your mind that you are worth taking the time to take care of yourself. You know, like you're making that time for yourself, especially if you tend to like neglect yourself, neglect your appearance. This is one action you can take to signal to your body, to your mind, to your spirit that you are important, you are worthy of being cared for, of being looked after, of being maintained, of being groomed. And they even say, like, when you're depressed, there's many symptoms of being depressed, but one of them is just like not getting out of bed, not feeling the energy to kind of get yourself up and take care of yourself. And it's said that when you're depressed, if you just get up and you shower and you move your body and you put something on, just doing that in itself can help you change your mentality, change your mind space. So if we bring this back to self-esteem, taking that extra time, whatever it may be for you, to groom yourself and take care of your physical appearance can help you feel more beautiful. And beauty practices are unique to everybody. I have my own. I can definitely talk about them in this video, but I'm going to leave a PDF under this video where you guys can explore the kind of beauty standards that you have in your mind right now and what beauty practices that you want to incorporate into your life going forward, and what you already are doing, just to kind of assess where you're at. So think of maintaining your beauty and pursuing your beauty and making beauty a priority because it's high vibration, as a way to not only stay inspired, but think of it as a 3D manifestation. Manifestation is big right now, you know? So, but it means different things to different people. And manifestation to me simply just means remaining in like a dreamlike state and remaining inspired to take action toward your goals and toward your dreams. And there's many ways to go about that. So maintaining your beauty and making your own beauty routine and regarding your own beauty as important is a way to have 3D manifestation. So when we're making Pinterest boards, when we're making collages, when we're making vision boards, things like this, that's a 2D manifestation, right? Because they are in a 2D. But when you are, for example, making your space more beautiful, that's something that I do sometimes. I put flowers around. I have these sheets that, to me, when I'm in them, when I wake up in them, just make me feel very luxurious and very beautiful. You know, my curtains are velvet. There's little things all around me, even down to the clothes that I wear and like how they feel, like the fabric of them. All of these things impact my energy and personally make me feel more beautiful. And of course I have like the makeup routine and the hair and the other maintenance things that help me feel more beautiful and more comfortable. And like and it's sending the message to my body, to my nervous system, that I'm worth taking the time to be adored. Like I'm adoring myself and I'm, you know, nurturing the beauty that I naturally have, that we all naturally have. There's a way to do this. So think of it as a 3D manifestation, where when you take care of your body and dress it up or incorporate any kind of routine, you're setting the stage for your future, whether it's something you want to create with your appearance or not. So you're setting the vibe, you're setting the tone for your day, for example, when you get ready in the morning. And vice versa, you are sending the message to other people on how they should treat you and how they should regard you by the way that you're presenting yourself. Because whether or not this is a good or a bad thing, that's not what I'm raising. But people are automated, you know, people make judgments about you in a split second. And depending on how you treat yourself and how you maintain your beauty and your energy, which is what beauty is, if you think about it. That's why I'm saying beauty is high vibration, because beauty is more of an embodiment than it is a like physical attribute. Like you can be beautiful inside by regarding yourself as beautiful, by deciding that you're beautiful. Decide today, I am beautiful. Do things every day that make you feel more beautiful, that make your space feel more beautiful, that make you feel inspired. You know what I mean? So the way that you treat yourself physically and the way that you maintain your beauty sets the stage for your future, sets the standards of how other people should treat you, because it starts with how you treat yourself. People think being beautiful has the most to do with your outward appearance, but it's more than that, and it comes down to your energy. So a good way for me to like kind of explain this concept, because it's something that is just, it's crazy to me. So as a teenager and as like a young kid, I was really like moody and like depressed and anxious, and in my mind like I was always like in a spiral of like negative thinking. And I remember like not wanting my picture to be taken. Like my mom was really big on taking pictures and like, you know, making memorabilia like scrapbooks and stuff. And I remember like not wanting my picture to be taken because yeah, I didn't like how I looked, like I was a little bit overweight and stuff, but it was more just like weird to see how I was getting captured, because like from the expression on my face and from my posture and like physical things that were showing on the outside that I know stemmed from the inside of me. It was weird to see that captured on in a picture. Like, I would rather that not be captured. So I guess that was the real reason why I didn't want my pictures taken. And, you know, I've had moments of moodiness and overthinking where I then saw a picture of myself and it's like, is that what I really look like? Whereas when I see, like, have you ever had somebody take an off-guard video of you in like a really genuine happy moment? And it's like, in that video you look beautiful because you're happy, you know, you're glowing. That's where that whole saying about having a glow comes from. So I really do think it starts from the inside, and assessing what beauty means to you is a good place to start. Your mood and your inner thoughts, inner world, is what creates your appearance. That's kind of like what I was just talking about. And it's really interesting to see, and it's something that I notice all the time, not only in myself but also in others. Think about the times that you felt the most radiant and like things were lining up for you. Didn't you naturally begin to care for yourself more? In the better times of our life, in the happier, like, upward spiral moments of our life, I feel like there's a natural relationship to us taking better care of ourselves during those times too. It's like when we're happy, when things are going well for us, then we feel like it's time to take care of ourselves, you know, to put that extra effort in, to do our hair, to do our makeup, because we're happy. But I think that this is something that we can do all of the time. And I think that this is something that really helped me in creating, because at one point I had like no self-esteem, like at all, like whatsoever. Improving the things that I was insecure about really made a difference in my self-esteem. That was like where I started, I feel. And the idea of what I consider to be beautiful changes over time, and I feel like that's something to also keep in mind, is that beauty standards, like if you're following what you see in the media and what the internet considers to be beautiful, then you'll never be content or ever consider yourself beautiful, because these things are constantly changing, you know? Like at one minute, one body type is in, and the next year, a completely different body type is considered to be like the ideal body type or the ideal appearance, you know? So I think it's more important to understand what your standards for beauty are. And I'll go into some of mine. I consider, and there's actually like evolutionary evidence for why this is. Like, this is a real thing as well, but I also agree with it on a personal level, that the most attractive thing and the thing that people gauge first about you, especially like of the opposite sex, that makes them feel attracted to you or not, is your health. And your health and your wellness is what signals your radiance and, like, on an evolutionary level, that you would be a good mate for them. But I feel like my beauty standards personally are to, of course, there are certain, like, I respect the styles that I'm into at the time. I do my hair how I feel, to feel more creative, and personally for me, that makes me feel more beautiful. Acting and my creativity and using my voice and doing all of the things that I enjoy makes me feel more beautiful, because it makes me feel like I'm being true to myself, and that to me is beautiful. Health and wellness is probably like 65 to 70% of what I consider when I consider myself the most beautiful. Because when I'm not taking care of myself in that way, I don't have as much energy, I don't feel my best, you know, and I don't look my best either. Like, you know, we all have a certain way that we would like ourselves to look, and I know personally when I'm taking care of myself and when I'm not, in a healthy way. And so for me, I honor myself by working out, you know, by lately I've been making my meals at home just so that I can get a handle more on my nutrition. You know, I have like a supplement routine, and these are the things that I do for my health, because without health you don't have anything, you know. And without wellness and without these routines that have really helped me over time, I personally couldn't feel my best. So therefore, how could I feel beautiful if I'm not even feeling good, period, you know? So those are like beauty routines for me. And there's an ebb and flow to it. Sometimes I do certain routines, sometimes I don't. The things that are pretty consistent for me, though, that I will say, is fitness. I do try to move my body a couple times a week. At least right now, my momentum is like 3-4 times a week. Nutrition, finding out what, I don't want to say like meal plan, but what foods feel good in your body, what foods don't, is a big part, because our health is what creates our beauty, our health is what creates our radiance, and our health is what creates our energy fundamentally, so it's important. And another thing that I want to point out about beauty is that when we're not considering ourselves beautiful, it's because we have a low self-esteem, or vice versa. If you have a low self-esteem, you don't consider yourself beautiful. So the thing about low self-esteem is that it stems from self-neglect. So when you're neglecting yourself, you're more likely to have a lower self-esteem and have a low opinion of yourself. So if you want to reverse that, you want to do the opposite. You want to practice the opposite of self-neglect, which is self-respect. And one way that you can physically do that every day is, for example, getting ready when you don't really have anywhere to go. You don't have to do the most, like you don't have to get ready for a red carpet event. But for me personally, like I'll always kind of put a little something on my face and get dressed every day, no matter what I'm doing, because that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I'm starting my day off right, you know what I mean? And that's a way that I show respect to myself. Even if I'm not physically seeing anybody, I'm seeing myself, you know, and that influences my perspective of myself. That's something that I do. There are ways that we can incorporate things into our life that can embody emotional self-respect and also physical self-respect. So the workout routine, the food, the supplements, the hair care routine, the lotions you're using, the baths you're taking, these are physical ways that we are embodying self-respect and maintaining our beauty regimen and maintaining that energy of being beautiful. And then there are emotional embodiments of being beautiful, which will look different for everyone, and you can decide what that means for yourself. But to me, being beautiful on an emotional level, and routines and exercises that I do to make sure that my energy and my emotions are coming off as beautiful, is that I personally had a lot taken out on me as a kid. You know, I grew up in a really abusive household, and when you're a kid, there's nothing, no matter what you did, you know, you're a child, and because you're a child, you are only responsible for so much, you know what I mean? Like, the person who's in authority over you has to take the responsibility more so, you know what I mean? So I grew up in a really, like, abusive household, made to feel like everything was my fault, you know, and there was a lot of anger and rage and just like terrible things that happened to me. And so for me, I learned what feels beautiful because I saw the opposite, and I saw the things that I consider to be ugly. And it has a lot more to do with how a person acts than how they look, you know? Because the person that abused me was freaking beautiful, you know, model-esque. And on the outside, just stunning. But I saw the ugly side. I saw the bad side, and I had it taken out on me, and I was abused by it. And that all comes down to energy. So the ways that so the things, okay, so I'm kind of just not on a rant there, but the things that I consider to keep my emotional state beautiful is to take the personal responsibility and accountability and work through my triggers so that I'm not taking that out on other people, because I know what that feels like. So I'm maintaining my beauty by letting go of bitterness, letting go of resentment, working through my triggers, through therapy, through personal development stuff, through mentorship programs, through constantly being in the state of always wanting to learn and always wanting to be better, and accepting my flaws and, improving them where I can. But for me, the emotional embodiment of beauty is as simple as this: just treating everybody with respect. And that includes myself, and not making other people responsible for my emotional state, and taking my power back all the time, because it's not up to anybody else to work through that for me. Like, we're all responsible for ourselves in that way. So there are emotional embodiments and physical embodiments of what it means to maintain our beauty and to maintain that high vibration. And high vibration to me means feeling lighter and moving with ease. It's that feeling, it's like that winning feeling, like waking up and just being happy to be here, being grateful. These like elevated emotions, that's what high vibration means to me. And it's like this easy, light mentality. And that is the beauty that I'm talking about. Beauty is high vibration. And there are affirmations that you can say every day to yourself. That's something that I did for a long time, and that I'm probably going to incorporate more, especially in this program, because affirmations definitely helped me a lot. And, some affirmations you could say: I am beautiful. And really take a moment to see the things that are beautiful about yourself. Of course, physically, but also emotionally, spiritually. What is beautiful about you? What are you proud of about yourself? What do you admire in yourself? And it's said that when you admire something in somebody else, it's because those traits also exist in you. So the next time you're looking at a woman or looking at something and you're admiring their beauty, think of also where in you that already exists, and acknowledge the things that make you beautiful as well. And the same way that every flower is unique and different, every tree that God created is unique and different, and there are different things about it that make it beautiful. For example, like the landscape in one country to another, they're both beautiful in their own regard. That's exactly how we are as individuals, as children of God, as our own person, as our own individual. So take time to reflect on the things that make you beautiful and retrain your brain to see yourself as beautiful. And one way to do that is with affirmations. I am beautiful. It gets to be easy. Being beautiful gets to be easy. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. And of course, the physical aspect of treating ourselves with respect and having our beauty routines is also important, because that's the physical embodiment. So obviously then the opposite is that if you want to raise your self-esteem and feel overall better about yourself, you should practice self-respect. And you need to define what self-respect looks like for you, both physically and emotionally. And that's an inner work process. That's calling back your power. And in my journaling prompts and in my PDF file down below, you can work through this, and I'll show you the process that I do. And defining what self-respect means for you on a physical level and on an emotional level is going to be important. So I'll include that down below. So look at things, people, places that you consider beautiful, and think about what it is about that thing that stands out as beautiful to you, so that you can take back what being beautiful means and redefine beauty for yourself, so that you can regard yourself as beautiful and put out the energy that you are beautiful, because you are. So adapt the mentality of looking at beautiful things and taking the things that you admire in them, the characteristics that you like about them, and incorporating them into your life, incorporating those things into your lifestyle, so that you're recycling beauty, if you think about it. An obvious way of doing this is creating Pinterest boards and little by little adding these things into your life in a practical way. So right now I'm really into Pinterest. I feel like it's like Tumblr 2.0, and it's really helping me just stay inspired and reimagine my life and reimagine my environment and my being. And I'm inspired by different things every day, but Pinterest is like a good way to make those be in one place for me. So that's something you can do to remain inspired. And for example, fitness, examples of people and things that I consider beautiful, that I take inspiration from and that I incorporate into my own life are, influencers, of course, creators that I'm looking up to, authors that I enjoy, people that I consider to be at the fitness level that I want to be at, leaders, and other people that I admire. I look at what they're doing and I incorporate that into my own life, and I take their traits on and embody them and act like the things that I want to be, to make myself feel more beautiful and to create more beauty in my life. So another way that you can work through the block of not considering yourself beautiful and make yourself feel more beautiful and lift your vibration to a higher place is changing your insecurities into assets and leveling up your insecurities and reframing them in your mind so that you consider them to be an asset. So I will work through that process with you guys in my journal that I'm gonna, in like my ebook PDF files. I'm not sure exactly what format it will be in yet, but I'll work through that with you in the PDF. But I'll quickly talk about it here. So basically, the things that we consider to be our insecurities, there's a way to reframe them into becoming assets. And this is like a financial term, liabilities versus assets. Liabilities are taking away from you, whereas assets are adding into your life and making it better and appreciating in value. So I'll do one right here with you guys about my own insecurities, right? So whatever you perceive to be an insecurity about yourself, for example, your body type, your weight, your hair, maybe you're insecure about those things and you consider them to be like not beautiful. There's a saying like, for every butt there's a guy that likes that butt shape. Like, that's silly, but like that's one way to think about it. Like, you can change your mentality to consider those things to be the most beautiful about you. So for example, my body type is a very athletic build. I have a small chest, I have probably most of my weight in my lower body, and it's a really like specific body type, and for a long time I was insecure about it, and I wanted my body type to be freaking different. Like, I aspired to be like model-esque and just like very thin and slender, or like on the curvier side like Kim K is like hourglass, and I was never like fully content with my body type. And it's like, there's only so much that I can do to change my appearance, So then I started thinking, and I started working out and learning how to like physically make myself more lean, which there is a way to do that. So it's something I have control over, and I took back my power in that way. But also it's like, you know what? I started looking at my body in a different way, and I'm like, who are some other people that I admire that have my body type? And I found women that have my body type that are freaking beautiful, and I actually like really admire them, and a lot of people think they're really sexy. So I started taking that on. I'm like, okay, Rihanna has a similar body type to me. Princess Nokia has a similar body type to me. She even has a song about it, with my little titties and my fat belly, my little titties and my fat belly. Like, I just started reframing in my mind that my body type is beautiful. My body type actually makes me more beautiful. There's actually perks to having a smaller chest. I get to work out. I don't have to worry about sagging. I started looking at my body in a different way so that I could reframe that as being more of an asset than an insecurity. And guess what? I've never had any trouble getting relationships. There seems to always be somebody who's attracted to me. It's more of like my own mentality and me considering myself beautiful and my body beautiful and different things about myself beautiful that make the most of a difference. So that's kind of how I reframed my self-image around my body. For example, when I had a little bit more weight on me, I fluctuated like from last year to this year, probably like about 10 pounds. And it's like when I was a little bit thicker, a little bit chubbier, I had somebody who was attracted to that, and it didn't seem to be a problem. In fact, he actually liked the more meat I had on me. It was like, okay, I have more weight now. Instead of being insecure about it, it's like, okay, my butt is bigger, my boobs are bigger. I don't have to, like, I made it a point to like my body at that time. And now that I've lost a little bit of weight, it's like, okay, I like how I look now. I like how I look in certain clothes. I see more muscle definition. Like, I have a way now of reframing my insecurities into the things that make me beautiful. So yeah, I'll take you through that process in the PDF file. And that's a really easy way of improving your self-esteem, by taking the things that you're insecure about, reframing them into the things that actually make you stand out more and actually make you more beautiful. And it's a mentality thing more so than like something you physically do. It's about like your mind. Make it a point to embody what you are considering beauty to be. So, like, a really easy, fun example is I've been inspired by short hair, mostly because of like my Pinterest boards and stuff. But guess what? Oh, this is actually another insecurity I had, because like throughout life you have many, right? So I used to be really insecure about my hair, and it's like a long story that I'll probably share in like a hair journey video. But at one point I thought it was too curly, too hard to manage, and you know, just I didn't like it. I didn't like the texture of it. That was one thing I was insecure about. But then, like, when I started accepting that, and when I started like being more comfortable styling my hair and stuff, I was always wearing hair extensions because I was like thinking my hair is too thin, or you know, I don't have enough hair, it's not the right length. Like, I always admired like long, beautiful, thick hair, and I feel like my hair is a little bit on the thinner side, and it's not as long as it is when I get extensions. Like, it's not to my butt, I'm not Rapunzel. But then what I started to do was reframe that mentality as well, because the core belief there is that long hair is beautiful. Long hair is beautiful, period. Like, that was what I was believing. Like, my hair is not beautiful, only long, thick hair of this texture, this curl pattern, this manageability is beautiful. And I started to reframe that in my mind and consider my hair to be beautiful as well. So it started with not wearing hair extensions, which sounds really trivial and like not important, but it was literally something that I was relying on to feel pretty. And whenever you rely on anything outside of yourself to make you feel beautiful or to raise your self-esteem, you know, that can sometimes, most times, not be the most positive thing. So I took away the hair extensions. I did what I can to make my hair more manageable, more soft, and I embraced the fact that actually I like short hair. Like, this is how my hair is right now, and you know what? It's beautiful. And you know what? I went on Pinterest and I found inspiration for short hair, and I saw how short hair looked on other women and how they made it look beautiful, and I'm like, you know what? Short hair is beautiful. My hair is beautiful. Short hair can be beautiful. Long hair is not the only way to look beautiful. It's not the only beautiful hairstyle. It doesn't mean that I'm not beautiful if I don't have this hair type. And I went on from there. And that's just another way that I reframed one of my insecurities. And I'm actually like really liking it right now. So there's that. And I've been playing around with it, and it's actually helped me be more creative, and it's taken away something that I was insecure about by reframing that thought pattern. Even though it sounds silly, it's like a good example, you know? So brainstorm on ways that you can make your life more beautiful, things that inspire you, bring them more around you so that you can raise the energy of yourself, your room, your environment, noticing beautiful things that are already around you, because they're there every day. It's just a matter of whether or not you're noticing them. considering yourself as already beautiful and blooming where you're planted. So that goes back to reframing our insecurities and just accepting who you are right now and how you look right now. Because without accepting who you are right now and practicing that, you can't even make the changes because you haven't even accepted and taken into account where you are right now. So acceptance is a big part of reframing beauty. Another practical way that I'm reframing one of my insecurities and that I'm considering myself beautiful is, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I did actually, one of the things I'm insecure about as well is my skin texture, right? My acne scars. I used to have crazy cystic acne that was extremely painful, and just if you've ever had acne like that, you know what I'm talking about. It was a really big insecurity of mine. And so I went on this, long story short, I resolved the acne, but I have all of these acne scars that literally change the texture of my skin. And of course I would rather have this than the acne, but it's post-acne, this has become something that I'm insecure about because it's really prevalent in photos and videos even, and makeup doesn't lay the same with them. It's become something that's kind of an insecurity of mine. And the thing is that instead of beating myself up and having the mentality that I'll only feel beautiful after these scars are resolved, I'm making it a point to embrace where I am right now and consider myself beautiful as I am right now, because I am. So before, I wouldn't even wear makeup because I didn't like the way that the makeup laid on my skin. I feel like makeup made my skin texture lay out. But you know what? I started to do my makeup more often. I started to wear makeup even over my scars because this is my face. This is who I am, This is where I am right now. I accept it. I still think I'm beautiful even with these scars. So and makeup has been so much fun for me lately. I've really been feeling more creative and enjoying it. So imagine what I would have missed out on if I didn't even let myself do that because I let this insecurity and this insecurity take over my life. I'm not letting that happen. So I'm feeling beautiful now on my way to where I want to be. And I'm experimenting with different things to resolve these acne scars, but I'm not having that mentality of I'll be only feeling beautiful and confident once this is gone. I get to be beautiful and content and confident right now. I get to embody beauty right now. I get to see the beauty in myself right now. And in a way, if I wasn't doing that right now, I wouldn't be able to feel that in the future either, even when I got rid of it. That's where these concepts of body dysmorphia come from, because it all starts with how you feel inside. So I'm making it a point to resolve that emotion right now and feel beautiful right now and reframe that insecurity of mine. So something to brainstorm on is, what are some things to do to make myself feel beautiful and notice my natural beauty more? For me, I mentioned already fitness routines, wellness routines, embracing the things that are my quirks, listening to my emotions and my spirit and my soul's calling. So for example, even making these kinds of videos and making the course that I'm working on right now and writing the ebook that I'm working on right now, I feel like that's my soul's calling. And by following that and following my intuition and following what my heart wants to do, that is me embodying the beauty that I have already. And that's something that is within me, that's inside, So that's something that I do. Style is a good way of incorporating your beauty and making, art of your life. Art, anything creative is a way of exercising your beauty and creating beauty. And like I said, something personally for me is dressing up no matter what. Getting dressed, getting up for the day, putting on a little something on my face, spraying a little perfume. That's something that I do to make my vibe higher and feel beautiful. When you take care of yourself on the outside, whether it's just in a fitness, wellness way, or if you physically adorn yourself with jewelry and the hair and the perfume and the outfits, the messaging you're sending out is that you regard yourself as beautiful, and that's what matters the most, and that's what impacts our self-esteem. we live in a society that regards beauty as respectable and important. That's just where we're living. And like I said, people's decisions are automatic. They make a judgment about you in a split second. So why not put yourself in the one-up position and regard yourself as beautiful as well, and treat yourself how you envision somebody who considers themselves beautiful, how you envision the people that you consider beautiful to be treating themselves. Why don't you take on those practices and incorporate that into your life so that you can embody beauty, so that you can be beautiful? You're telling people whether, and it's something that I heard, is, you know, this whole idea of like pretty privilege. You're telling people if you're pretty or not by the way that you carry yourself. You create that pretty privilege. Being beautiful is an embodiment. You can be beautiful, and then you are. How do you do this? By deciding. Decide today that you are beautiful. Say every day, I am beautiful, I am beautiful. Really start believing that you're beautiful, reframing things that make you feel as if you're not beautiful. It's as simple as that, and it will change the energy that you put out into the world, which will make a big difference. Accept yourself as you are right now. If you can accept where you are right now, you can have confidence to embark on improvement. Don't follow social media's impression of beauty, trends, standards of beauty. You create the standard of beauty from yourself. That is what's the most important to take away from this video. What are your beauty standards? And if all else fails, fake it until you make it. Fake it. Practice your confidence until it's real. If you believe you're pretty, you have pretty privilege. People can read your internal energy. And this is something that also, I'm just going to touch on really quick, is one of the key reasons I wanted to create this course and make these videos on self-esteem, because I just thought back to like all of the most terrible things that ever happened to me literally in my life, all the times that I got mistreated, all of the like just terrible experiences I've had, and the way like the negative side of how people have treated me, all stems from the low self-esteem that I had at the time. And I feel like where I am right now, I've done a lot of healing on my self-image and my self-respect and my self-esteem. And the idea that people can read your internal energy is an amazing thing, and it can be the most expansive thing, and it can open doors, and it can do so much for you in a positive way. But I've been on the flip side as well, where if it's true that people can read your internal energy, which it is, there's been studies done on this, then I can totally see how and why I've put myself in very dangerous, volatile situations where I was mistreated and abused. And it's because the person who was most likely, not to get too dark, a predator in a predatory state, they picked up on the energy that I had inside. And that's what made them feel like they could target me. So I'm really passionate about not only embodying a higher self-esteem right now, and I did so much work on myself to get myself here, it's not like this one and done thing, but I'm really passionate about showing other women how to raise their self-esteem, how to do this work on themselves so that they can take themselves to the next level, of course, and accomplish their goals and have the confidence to go toward their dreams and whatever else it may be. But also, like, as a very primitive way of protecting yourself, because when you have a low self-esteem, people prey on that, and it's not something that you want to have forever. It's something that you can overcome. It's something that you can call your power back and recreate yourself. And I've made videos on this on my channel as well, of reinventing yourself. So that is the core of why I started this journey of making this course. But reframing beauty and considering yourself beautiful is a good place to start. I will have more information in the PDF down below, and it's worth noting that anything related to health is worth it to include as a beauty practice. Health signals beauty evolutionarily, And of course, part of our health is our mental health, taking care of our mind and doing those things that we need to do to get ourselves to where we have to be. If it means therapy for you, then it's therapy for you. If it means mentorship, then it's mentorship for you. If it means personal development, it means different things to different people. But your health changes your energy, and when you're feeling good, you're lighter and you're more playful, and you're creating the life that you want. So, on that note, beauty is high vibration. Thinking about beauty in a different way, reframing beauty, reframing your insecurities, and getting yourself to consider yourself beautiful is where we start to improve our self-esteem, I believe. So yeah, this is the first module of Empress of Esteem, my digital course. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to leave my practices and my PDF, ebook, journal, whatever you want to call it, with all of the prompts and more of like my notes down below. If you enjoyed this video, then definitely let me know via email or via my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm enjoying making this so far, so let's get it. Let's keep going. I'm writing this as I go, and I'm recording as I go because I want it to be natural and I want it to come from my heart, and I want to really share all of the lessons that I've learned that have helped me raise my self-esteem, because as you guys just heard me talk about, like, it really impacts every area of your life. So let's start with our beauty. Let's start with our energy and our physical manifestation of what beauty is. Let's start there. It's a good place to start. So yeah, beauty is high vibration, a new beauty energy, period.